Right, you can see the camera's in the corner. Well, you can't, but you kind of guess that it's in the corner. Right, so I've got it right up there. I wanted to get it further in the corner actually, try and capture as much of the kitchen as I could. But that's the best we can get it for now, because I don't really want to keep messing about. So I'm just going to film myself doing whatever I'm doing for now. Right. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna fry these chips because I can't be bothered doing the what's in. But what I'm adding for my tea is I'm going to have mushy peas and chips. I better shut this door because if I leave that open, he'll go in there. Right, I sort him out his food. Yes, some foodie time. See, look, he's left all that there, look. You can see that? I know, he's a fussy soul, so sometimes he'll eat it and sometimes he won't. He's just fussy. But I almost guarantee when I put the fresh one in now, he'll more than likely gobble it all. Well, he won't gobble it all. He doesn't eat it all in one go. Right, so this video I'm making, obviously it'll probably be about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, half an hour, whatever, I'm not sure. So again, I guess what I might do is I'll split this into a couple of videos, because I can imagine, you know, I might even edit some bits out, depending. Because the thing is, obviously I can imagine and understand that, you know, it'll get boring just watching me doing this, you know what I mean? So, as I say, I'll probably edit some of it, definitely probably cut it into smaller videos, I imagine. Because like I say, you don't want to just watch a video of me doing this. Now, of course, I could also use some of this as the docu footage, because I'm still collecting footage for that, and I am going to do it. At some point I'm determined to try and, but it's going to be a heck of a lot of editing and it's going to be a heck of a lot of work, but I'm determined to get it done. Right, I'll do his water in a minute. Right, so let's grab him. Let's see what one shall we give you. So he's got a choice of chicken, beef, tuna or salmon, and like I say, sometimes he'll eat the salmon, sometimes he won't. He's just very fussy. He's a very fussy cat. Right, I'm going to give him some salmon. I don't think it's his favourite of all, to be quite honest, but I'll start with the salmon. Right, I better use up this, because that's the other thing, I've changed his dry food as well. I've got him some irons, which is this stuff. See, I've got him some of that. Which is supposed to be a good quality one. It was actually a little bit cheaper than this one, only by 45p difference, but this one's supposed to be a good one as well. But I don't know, sometimes, like I say, he's so fussy, that my cat. Some days he'll scoff that stuff like it's going out of fashion, and then other days, you know, he'll just pick at it. I don't know, you're a fussy soul, so aren't you, son? Eh? Right, so I'll give him some of this, which is his, this is the salmon, so I'll give him some salmon, hopefully he'll eat it. Like I say, there's just no guarantee with this cat of mine, you know. Some days, like I say, he'll wolf this stuff down, and other days, like I say, he just picks at it. I don't know, it's hard to keep up with him. So of course I try to constantly give him something that he likes and that he wants, but he never seems to have a particular favourite. Sometimes you think you've just sussed it. You think, I know what he wants, I know what he likes. Like beef, for instance, the beef one. That seemed to be his favourite for a while. He seems to be eating that quite a lot. Now, like I say, he just picks at it. So, I don't know. I know one thing though, if you know, sometimes I will try to accommodate him, so if he doesn't eat one thing, I'll either, you know, and I can't afford to necessarily, but I mean sometimes I'll throw that particular, I'm giving something else, but like I say, the thing is I've noticed that when I can't do that, and these days I can very rarely afford to do that, so what I do these days is obviously I just leave him, and you can guarantee as soon as he realises he hasn't got any choice, and that's the only thing that he's going to be able to get to eat, he eats it, you know. I mean, obviously I try to give him a variety, of course I do, you know what I mean? That's why he's got dry food and wet food. Okay, son, come on then. Alright then. He gets fresh water every day, sometimes twice a day, sometimes I'll leave it, just depends. Well, sometimes I'll give him a fresh bowl of water every meal. And he gets 2 meals a day. I used to do 3, but again, obviously I can't afford that now. But, you know, it's definitely enough for him. Well, he's straight in there and he's chomping away at the salmon, so he's definitely enjoying it. And you know what, that's another thing I've noticed, that I can always tell when Spot really likes something. He ends up sitting down to eat it. Sometimes if he's watching, he'll be standing up and eat, and that shows me that he's not that comfortable, he's maybe not that happy, and he's just eating it or whatever. But when he sits down, actually sits at his bowl, it's like, to me, I interpret that as he's feeling comfortable and happy, and so he feels relaxed enough to sit down and to eat his food. And he's still eating it, but he's not actually sat down. He's standing up, so it suggests that he's not overly. Yeah, he's eating it. Right, okay. So now for me, like I said, I've decided, because this idea came into my head a little bit back, because you see, where I come from, up north, north of England, which is Manchester, northwest even, and thing is, like in the chip shops where I come from, you go into a chip shop where I live, where I used to live, I beg your pardon, and you go in and you say, like, chip barm please, chip barm, mushy peas and gravy, right? You can go into most chippies, or at least back when I was there you could, and you know, and they do it plain and simple, you know, like you say, like I showed you before with the barm cake, sorry, we call them barm cakes, but with the muffins or the rolls, whatever terminology you use, you get these things, you see, and then you cut it, obviously, what's them, so you, and then you put the chips on, and you put the mushy peas, and you put the gravy on as well, and it's gorgeous, you know what I mean? You bite into it, and all the gravy's dribbling down your face, and it's, oh, I love it, absolutely love it. But you see, you can't get that down here. You know, the first time I walked into a chip shop in London, and I turned around and said, "Can I have a chip barm, please?" They were like, "What? A what?" They didn't know what it was. Didn't have a clue. So I had to explain what it was, but then they refused to put the gravy on it. They refused to put the mushy peas on it. They gave me little separate containers for both of those things. And now, actually, in fact, to be quite honest, I think I've even tried recently, but when I say recently, I don't know, maybe last year or something, I can't quite remember. I'm sure I tried that again in some other chippy somewhere, and now they won't even give you the gravy or the mushy peas. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, no, they'll probably give you the what's in, but some of them don't even have gravy. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what? A chip shop without gravy? What? Anyway, so that's my favourite thing, is, let's say, chip balm with chips, mushy peas and gravy. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, okay, so enough chit chat. Let me get on with this. You know what I've also started to do? These were £1 from Tesco's, right? And they look alright, and hopefully they'll taste okay. So it's £1 for 4 of them. But the thing is that I've actually started going to, because I discovered them a little bit back. That Greggs, the bakers, they do a bunch of 4 bats, buns, whatever you want to call them, rolls, and they're really nice. And I guess they're freshly baked as well. I don't know. I mean, they're supposed to be freshly baked today, I presume, whatever. But the thing is, they're supposed to be freshly baked, and the ones from Greggs are really, really nice. They're not too doughy, they're not too floury, you know, they're just right. They're really, really nice. I really like them. And I didn't get to go there today, so otherwise I would have got them. So I got these instead from Tesco's. They seem alright. Like, nice consistency. There's a lot of flour on the top of these though. I must admit, I'm not overly keen on the flour on the top, to be quite honest. But I'll give them a try. They're nice and big, at least, which means you've got room to put your chips on and your mushy peas and what have you. But I much prefer the Greggs, the baker's one, because, like I said, they're really nice. Right consistency. They're just spot on, really. But I must get round to getting some more of them so that I can do another chip balm with them at some point, because I bet they'll taste even better than these are. I mean, look, it's leaving loads of flour on the top of them. Anyway, no, I'm sure they'll be alright. Right, so that's the balm cakes. That's the balms done. Balm cakes. Balm cakes, actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong slightly, but the balm cake is actually the ones with currants in. It says bun like this, but it's got currants in it. That's a balm cake, I think. But it depends on what region and where you know, and it depends on lots of different things. I mean, even from within certain parts of Manchester, I can imagine that some people have a slightly different name for us, you know, for things. But overall, up north, that would be called chip balm. Right, so I'm thinking, you know, I've started using butter again. When I say butter, I mean marge, Flora in particular, because for a long time, or a good while anyway, I was actually getting rather sick eating this sort of stuff. Feeling really, really yuck after I'd eaten it. So I stopped using it for a good while, but then just recently, because I had so little food, and because I managed to get some bread and stuff, and I was having dry toast. I was eating toast just dry, without any butter or anything. But like I say, after a while, you can imagine that becomes rather tedious. And anyway, so I started using the marge again, and so far it's been fine. And it's nice to have a little bit of butter, especially when you're having the chip balm, because that's the whole point. You know, the butter and the gravy, and because the mushy peas will be hot and it all melts together, and then like that. Oh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Right. We need to grab the scissors, cut the end off this. Let's get some chips in there before it gets too hot and it gets splashy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, we've done it there actually. Shit. Oh well, never mind. No, actually, that might be alright for two bombs. Right. Man, I'm looking forward to this. Oh yeah. Kettle's boiled, but I'm going to top it up actually because I want a cup of tea as well. Because I'm going to use some of this in the gravy. Right. Right, mushy peas next. So these are out of a tin. Bachelor's Chip Shop Bachelor's Chip Shop style mushy peas. Come on, try saying that when you're drunk. Right, okay, so let's get this in here. Wow. You know, it's so hot in this kitchen because I've got where the camera's standing, it's right next to the boiler. And where these cupboards are, I just picked up my tin opener. It's boiling hot. Not hot to the point you can't touch it, but I mean really hot. Not just warm, but hot. You know? Everything's hot here. It's mad. I think what it is actually, because there's pipes, it's not just coming from there, because the top is actually cool. There's nothing wrong with the top. So I think it's because the pipe's going back. It might be to do with the pipes going in the back there, I don't know. But it's really warm in that drawer. I mean, all my utensils in the drawer are really warm. You can't see it, sorry, it's drawers down here. Anyway. Right, never mind. Yeah, come on. Thank you. Right. Okay. No, fork should be fine. Right. Okay. There. So I reckon those chips will take about 20 minutes-ish, I guess. Not exactly sure, but thereabouts. So let's get some gravy on the go. That's my gravy making cup. I always make gravy in that cup. It's got Leo on it. I don't know, just always seem to use that cup. But then the other day my friend gave me this, right? Look at the size of this thing. I mean, I must admit, I was actually thinking, oh, I'm going to use this as my drinking cup, but you know, one, it's really wide. I don't know, I mean, yeah. But I mean, the cup that I use for my cups that it's in there at the moment, the black and white thing, is big enough for me because it's not too big, it's not too small. I mean, you know, actually I've got something even bigger. Look at that one. That's even bigger. That's my Irish cup. And it's about a pint mug. So, well, that's too much. I've made tea in that a few times, but it's too much. Do you know what I mean? You get about, I don't know, quarter way down or whatever. No, probably more than that actually. But you get a fair way down, but you can never finish it. I can't anyway. It's just way too much tea in it. That's sort of like a nice size, but I think my other one's just spot on actually. But my friend gave me this to make individual portions, and that's another thing. I forgot to get freezer bags today, so I'm going to have to get some tomorrow if I can, if I get a chance. I've got to get myself some freezer bags, because he says when I'm making a big pot of bolognese sauce so that it'll last me a few days, you know what I mean, get maybe, I don't know, 10 meals out of it or whatever. He said these make absolutely ideal portion things. So you stick the plastic bag in there, and then you dollop a portion of the bolognese sauce, you know, obviously you mince meat and all the rest of it, you know, and then you put that in there, and then you tie it up and then stick it in the freezer, and then when you want to do yourself another bolognese dish, you just bring one of them out, probably stick it in the microwave and defrost it, stick it in your pan, reheat it, you know, there you go. And he said it makes a nice, ideal size of portion. So he gave me that, because apparently he's got a few of them, so, right, so, but because I was thinking, oh, I could make my gravy in that, but then I thought, no, because that's ideal, and, you know, I don't need that much gravy. So, right, let's put some gravy granules in there. I think that should be enough. And see, look, put some vinegar on and put some salt. Nice. Looking forward to this. I think they're doing quite nicely, actually. These are only the cheap, generic brand of like oven chips, but I couldn't be bothered sticking them in the oven because it's just, to be perfectly honest, it's just so much messing about. I think doing it this way is slightly quicker, but I don't know if it's the best way of doing it, really. It probably isn't, I don't know. All I know is I just wanted to do it quick and conveniently, because I must admit, I'm not the world's best at cooking, and I don't particularly enjoy it. Some blokes do, some people, well, not just blokes, but anyone really, I mean, but, you know, a lot of people like cooking. I don't particularly like it. I just want something quick and easy and done, just so I can fill my belly and that's it, done, do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to be messing about with, you know, all this. And that's not to say that you know, I'm not saying like I'm one of these old-fashioned, what's the way I believe it's the woman's job or whatever, and this, that and the other. In fact, no, I don't believe that at all. What I'm saying is just on a personal note for me, you know, and the thing is, there's only me here anyway, it's not like anybody else can do it for me anyway, so the thing is that I just don't like cooking, plain and simple, you know. Don't get any real pleasure from it. I have occasionally enjoyed cooking a particular meal, but you know, actually, now that I think about it, actually, now I've realised, I've just had a realisation. Thing is, when I've enjoyed cooking those other meals, it's because I've been doing it for somebody else. Yeah, I only just realised that, yeah. So it's not so much, I guess, I don't mind doing a bit of cooking, and doing something a bit fancy maybe, or whatever, sort of thing, you know, something a bit more convoluted rather than just straightforward, easy stuff. I think if I'm doing it for somebody else, I don't mind so much, and sometimes I might even enjoy doing that. But when I'm doing it for myself, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it becomes a chore. It's not something that, I mean, I'm looking forward to the end result though, to be quite honest. I'm definitely looking forward to my chip balm. No two ways about that. Alright, so we've got the mushy peas on. Just turn it off again a little bit. And that's the other thing as well, timing. You know, I mean, this is pretty straightforward, so there's only like 3 things I need to do, essentially. The chips, the mushy peas and the gravy, which are all pretty dead easy, obviously. But it's also the timing of things, getting the timing right, you know, so that you try to get things, you know, so that you finish the meal, whatever it is you're cooking, all at the same time. You know, everything gets cooked, but some things take longer to get cooked, and some things you have to prepare for beforehand and all that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I'm not always very good at timing my food, you know, so that I get it, you know, all the portions ready at the same time almost. You know what I mean? So that your meal's there, not like you know, you're having to wait another 20 minutes whilst your chips are sat going cold on your plate or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Right, so let me get that on. definitely getting done. I don't want them any more than that. They're going well brown now. See, I like mine sort of golden, sort of, what's the name? I don't like them too well done. I don't want to put them back in there now because, well, that did quicker than I expected actually. Right, okay, so let's just, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to stick them on there like that for now. I might actually get a bigger plate, thinking, or maybe I should have got the big plate. Let's stick that over there out of the way. Because I want to get myself a brew on the go as well. Make myself a cup of tea. Check these mushy peas. More or less done as well now. Almost. Just a little bit longer. Right, I think I have overdone these chips. I think I've got too many there really, but still. Neat. Right. I think I should have got a bigger plate. I can put the loose ones on the side of the plate. Sorry about that. And like I say, I've got to give myself a bit of room to stick the excess chips on the side. Right. Because of course I've got to fit the mushy peas on yet. You know what I mean? Right, so at least I've got some chips on the side. I'll stick some vinegar on. Ooh. Wait. There. We'll put some in the gravy in a minute. Right. Let me do this gravy quick. Just a little bit. Not too much. Where's that fork? Nice and thick, but obviously not too thick, or not too watery. That's not bad. Little trick that somebody once showed me, stick a bit of vinegar in with it, in with the gravy. Kind of makes it more like chip shop gravy then. Oh god, that is nice. Right, let's put some mushy peas on this. Right, I'm going to put the rest on the side of the plate and enjoy them after I've eaten my chip balms. Washing up liquid in there. Right, let's get some gravy on. Nice dollop of gravy. Right, okay. Now we've got the salt. Just a little bit. That's it. Right. Okay. Put the kettle back on there. In fact, do you know what I'm going to add? I don't always do this, sometimes and sometimes not. A bit of tomato sauce. I think I'll put a dab there. Maybe a little dab on there. Right. So, there we go folks. There is a traditional northern dish. Chip balm. So, chips, mushy peas and gravy. Absolutely freaking stunning. Can't wait to get into this. Right, I'm going to put this in here. Okay guys, so that's basically it. I'm going to turn the camera off now. And like I say, I'm not sure exactly how long this has taken, because I thought it was going to take a little bit longer, so I'll either put it up as it in its entirety, or I might chop it and edit it and either do it, maybe chop bits out, or anyway, not sure yet, but or maybe, like I say, do it in individual videos. Right, I can't reach the camera from there, so I need to get in the chair. So. Right, okay guys, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Bye for now. Might have to do another one of them.